It's the Big Time right here on the Value of Wrestling with episode 106 of the Big Tyme Rants. We got a lot to talk about, a lot we're going to get into. We're going to discuss what's going on with Odyssey Reed. Has he been removed from the roster? Is he no longer a part of WWE? Why was he removed from the roster page? What's going on there? We're going to talk about that, talk about his status for tonight's Monday Night Raw out of Denver, Colorado. We're going to talk about why Bronson Reed was removed from the Intercontinental title tournament matchups tonight on Raw. We're going to talk about the future of CM Punk in Survivor Series, what the plans may be there. We'll talk a little bit about JBL, and we're going to talk about a team meeting that was held before Raw tonight about cursing, and we're going to get all that in just a second. But first, let's get our shout-outs out of the way.
It's your boy Miguel Z with the Value of Wrestling New Japan Rebound Podcast. I've got a guest for you folks at StocktonCon.
What up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice and the host of StocktonCon. The Value of Wrestling is awesome, so subscribe on YouTube. Scan the QR code right here, now. Subscribe, check it out.
There we go.
You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, man, shout out to Value of Wrestling. I'm right here with the Big O's, San Jose. We gonna shut the shit down. Love and respect, all right? Value of Wrestling. Hello.
Man, thank you, bro.
Oh, you know it, ladies and gentlemen, two of our friends, two of our buddies of the Value Wrestling, AJ Kirsch, Jacob Fatu, giving us the big shout-outs so far back when, that it's amazing. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally September, and at the end of this month, we're going to have that beautiful sit-down interview with one AJ Kirsch. We're going to get that in-depth, deep dive. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to have a beautiful time. AJ Kirsch, the Value Wrestling interview coming at you, hopefully sometime by the end of September or the very early parts of October, but we definitely are going to sit down with him coming up here to have that wonderful interview and that conversation. It's going to be a fun time in the old town when we get to sit down with AJ and talk to him. But let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Before tonight's show, I guess there was a meeting between talent and the higher-ups to discuss cursing or profanity and remaining away from not using profanity. It's been reported all across the place that the talent was sat down and discussed about maintaining the TV PG quality of Raw programming and refraining from using any profanity. I don't know if this is an issue that came from USA Network or if this is just WWE trying to maintain this last little bit before we head to Netflix. Now, when we get to Netflix, Triple H already said it's going to be more uncensored, so who knows what we're going to get when Raw goes to Netflix, but we got a couple more months before that, 4 more to be exact. I know that looked like 8, but it's 4. Hey, get it, got it, good. I can talk, I promise you. But anyways, tonight they had a sit-down meeting before the show about profanity. We'll have to see where this goes, what controls and regulations are going to be put on. TV 14 is what they want to do, though the roster has been a lot more happy. The morale's been up, that they have a lot more freedom with the new UFC WWE merger under the TKO banner, under Endeavor. And with Triple H's leadership, they've definitely been allowed to express themselves a little more freely and have a little more opportunity. But they are tightening the ropes right now on profanity for whatever reasons. There's not a lot of details on why that meeting had to go down and why profanity is being held back now. But we know when they go to Netflix, Triple H did say it'd probably be uncensored. So we'll have to see what happens when Raw goes to Netflix. In other news, WWE's had to make changes to the Intercontinental title tournament for tonight's show. There were supposed to be 2 major key matches and 2 3-way dances to put them in a 4-way dance for the number 1 contender shot at Bronson Reed and his Intercontinental title. Tonight, we were supposed to see Ilya Dragunov, Dragon Lee, and Dominic Mysterio get into a dance, to get in the ring, to see action, to see who would advance to the next round. And the other 3-way match would have been Sheamus, Bronson Reed, and Ludwig Kaiser. All these men vying for an opportunity to get into the 4-way dance for the number 1 contendership for the Intercontinental title. That's going to go down on Raw tonight. The last 2 spots, we're going to find out who are going to fill those last 2 spots. It should be an exciting time. It should be a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens. But why are there changes? Well, Bronson Reed had been removed from his match with Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser due to a positive COVID-19 test. So Bronson Reed has been removed. He will not be in action tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's unfortunate. We hope that Bronson Reed recovers. Of course, we're in a different day and age, that everything should be okay and fine and dandy. Hopefully there's no complications and no long-term complications for Bronson Reed. Hopefully he recovers quickly and is able to get back in that ring. Hopefully by next Monday, he'll be back to 100%. Ready to do what Bronson Reed does, because, you can't have a good Raw right now without a good tsunami. You may not be the biggest fan of what he's doing, and yes, he took out Seth Rollins, he's taken out R-Truth, he's punished Miz, and he's punishing many other people along that line, but Bronson Reed, and he took out Braun Strowman, last Monday. But Bronson Reed is a great talent, and there's a lot there, and it's exciting to see that they're finally pushing him in a direction where he feels like a monster, and I can't wait to see what he does. We wish him a speedy recovery and hope to get back into ring action soon. That is what is going on with Bronson Reed. JBL. Everybody's talking about JBL as he's showing up at GCW, TNA, CMLL. He is making his rounds as John Layfield all over the place. But coming from Ringside News, John Bradshaw Layfield, properly known as JBL during his time in WWE, has been making waves with his actions in recent memory. Despite being a cornerstone for WWE for years, Layfield has made multiple appearances outside the company recently. Bradshaw first made an appearance alongside Nick Nemeth at Triple Mania event. The former WWE champion then appeared at the GCW Homecoming event where he took down Effie with a punch and then delivered 2 devastating clotheslines from hell. Most recently, the self-proclaimed wrestling god made a shocking appearance at TNA's special event Emergence. This led to many people in the wrestling world to speculate about JBL's association with WWE. And according to PW Insider, JBL is currently signed to a WWE Legends contract. This deal permits him to make appearances outside of WWE, provided he doesn't infringe on any of the WWE's intellectual properties. And WWE has no objection to Layfield participating in non-WWE events, viewing it similar to other WWE Hall of Famers who make appearances in various capacities outside the company. Basically meaning JBL can't show up in JBL, he can't show up in the limo, he can't show up in a lot of those things. He can't be Justin Bradshaw Layfield. I think that's why they're calling him John Layfield, and giving him his names, and he's showing up in a duster, more of a cowboy outlaw gimmick, and it's fun to see what JBL is doing. And I think it's exciting, but yes, he's still under a Legends deal, but WWE is a lot more lenient, a lot more open to letting people do things on the outside world like this, and I think it's a fun time, and it gets a lot of people talking and gets eyes on WWE, so why wouldn't they take this opportunity? So we talk about CM Punk. CM Punk defeated Drew McIntyre in a strap match, and after that strap match at Bash in Berlin, he was talking to Kathy Kelly about how he is done with Drew McIntyre. We may find out more tonight on Monday Night Raw. He did get his bracelet back, and he did win a big strap match, and he says he's done, and he's looking onward to possibly the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And Gunther? Well, we have news and rumors about what could be the potential spoiler or the potential plans for Punk at Survivor Series. So take this with a grain of salt and be wary that this may be a spoiler. Coming from Ringside News, CM Punk comeback at Survivor Series Premium Live event last year truly changed the course of WWE in a huge way. In the months since, he's been a major part of a feud and program with Drew McIntyre. With that said, WWE's potential plans for Punk at Survivor Series this year have yet to be revealed. After the Bash of Berlin Premium Live event, CM Punk squared off with Drew McIntyre, winning in a brutal strap match, which saw the Second City Saint hand it mightily to the Scottish Warrior. Gunther was also successful in retaining his World Heavyweight Championship against Randy Orton at the Premium Live event, and CM Punk has set his eyes on that very well title. According to the report by Viper Report of PWN, and take it all with a grain of salt, WWE is currently considering Gunther defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk at Survivor Series on November 30th in Vancouver. Could the Second City Saint be taking on the Ring General at Survivor Series? I don't know. I would say it would be a little bit too soon. But we're going to have to wait and see how that storyline pans out, how that storyline plays out. Could happen. Could Punk go lose at Survivor Series, then get in good shape, go wrestle in the Rumble, win the Rumble, and then main event WrestleMania with Gunther? Or we go main event WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes? We don't know. We're going to have to wait to see. The path to WrestleMania is starting to rev up a little bit. We're going to hear rumors and speculation so we get closer. The Rumble is just 4 months away. We still got Survivor Series War Games. It's going to be an exciting time. And we also have Bad Blood coming up in October. And I'm sure we're going to get on the path to Bad Blood tonight on Monday Night Raw. Odyssey Jones is making splashes and rumors across the IWC as people have noticed that Odyssey Jones has been removed from the active roster. And this is coming from Ringside News. Odyssey Jones' status for the 9-2 tonight, September 2nd, WWE Raw after removal from roster page. What is going on with Odyssey Jones? Well, let's talk about it. Odyssey Jones had a promising start after being called up to the WWE main roster, but his progress stalled for over a year. Things started looking up with his impressive debut on Raw last month. He has been booked well since then. However, he was suddenly removed from the WWE's active roster page, not moved to the alumni page. and his status for Raw tonight has now been revealed. Odyssey Jones has made his highly anticipated debut during an August episode of Raw after being drafted to Raw the previous year. Since then, Odyssey Jones has been participating or been partnering up with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, the New Day, not an official member of the New Day, but becoming a mainstay on television. But earlier, it was reported that Odyssey Jones was taken off the WWE's active roster list. What adds to the mystery is that unlike the Wyatt Six, whose profiles are hidden but still accessible, Jones's profile appears to have been entirely deleted. When we then reported that many were surprised by Jones' removal. So many have been seeing this, that his name has been removed, his image, everything's off the active roster. He's not on the alumni section, and people have reached out to even Sean Ross Sapp to figure this out, because even earlier in the day, almost was rumored to have been released. Sean Ross Sapp seems to have cleared that he wasn't, and people should stop that. But people asked Sean Ross Sapp about Odyssey Jones, and he went on to say this. Or provided an update on the situation, revealing at the time of the writing, Odyssey Jones is still not present for this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Sapp went on to say, while showing on Twitter, he went to say this, showing the page where he is missing. Odyssey Jones is no longer listed on the WWE roster page. I got a message yesterday saying I should ask if there was a change in his status, but haven't heard back from WWE yet. Talent I've talked to have been surprised by him being off the roster page. And he went on to say, those we've spoken to say Odyssey Jones is not at WWE Raw as now. We'll update that if it changed. So everybody's keeping their ear to the ground to figure out what's going on with Odyssey Jones. Is this Odyssey Jones asking for his release? Is this WWE thinking they can't do what they need to with Odyssey Jones? Or is there something more at play in the Odyssey Jones storyline? We were going to have to pay attention and find out. I would wonder if this is going to play into the storyline with the New Day and Odyssey Jones befriending Kofi and Kofi befriending Odyssey Jones, and how Xavier felt that Odyssey and Kofi, or Kofi was bringing Odyssey in to quote unquote replace Big E as the third member in the New Day. Kofi seemed to clear that up. Xavier Woods seemed to be like, okay. But there's been this tinge of jealousy. And Xavier Woods in his costume that he was wearing last week, the all black, there's a lot of telling into the storyline. Could Xavier Woods have some reason for why Odyssey Jones is not on the roster page? Is Xavier Woods done something to possibly get Odyssey Jones in storyline fired? Can't why he's been removed from the page, but not actually moved to the alumni page. Is there something that's going to brew? Are we going to find out more about all this tonight on Raw? I think you need to tune in and find out. I don't know if this is a storyline, but if I'm a booker, man, if I'm looking at it from a creative direction, why not make something happen to Odyssey Jones where he gets fired? Xavier Woods doesn't seem the best pleased having Odyssey Jones and Kofi and their new buddy friendship. What if Xavier Woods does something to get Odyssey Jones fired, removed, or some other reason why this is going down, and he's the catalyst behind this? And you're going to see Xavier Woods butting up with Kofi Kingston tonight on Raw, acting like everything's good because Odyssey Jones isn't there. But Kofi might be more worried about what's going on with Odyssey to try to figure that out. I don't know if this is a storyline. I hope it's more of a storyline. I'd hate to see Odyssey Jones go so quickly when we haven't even gotten to see him have it shine on the main roster. And after defeating, the Final Testament with the New Day last week and these couple weeks that he's been on there, it's hard to build this big man up, giving him some big wins, make him look impressive, and then just let him walk away or send him away, whatever may happen. But we're going to keep you updated. We're going to keep our ears to the ground to see if there's any possibilities of what could be going on as we head into Raw tonight and the future. Now it's being revealed, just real quickly, since the announcement that Bronson Reed has tested positive for COVID-19 and will not be part of the triple threat match tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is being reported from Fightful Select that Adam Pearce has confirmed a replacement for Bronson Reed. Ladies and gentlemen, the SOB himself, Braun Strowman, may be returning to action tonight to take the place of the missing Bronson Reed. Will this lead into something infamous? Will this lead to a great storyline? How will this all play out? Will Braun Strowman step in for the missing Bronson Reed in this triple threat match? He will go on for the Intercontinental title. It's all wait to be seen. It's tonight on Raw. We have Ilya Dragunov, Dragon Lee, and Dominic Mysterio in a triple threat to get one of those spots for the four-way dance. Sheamus, and now Braun Strowman and Ludwig Kaiser, the other three-way dance to get that final spot. Selena Vega will be taking on Shayna Baszler, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair to celebrate their title victory at Bash in Berlin. The Alpha Academy's Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine Dupree to take on American-made Brutus Creed, Julius Creed, and Ivy Nile in a triple threat mixed tag match there. And the number one contender match for the women's tag team title will go down as the unholy union of Isla Dawn and Alpha Fire will take on Damage Control's Io Sky and Kairi Sane. All that's going to be great. And the debut of Joe Testatori on commentary tonight. All that scheduled for Raw. Plus, I'm sure there is so much more. Will we hear from Drew McIntyre? Will we hear from CM Punk? We can't wait to hear from all the people that are going to be there. What is Gunther going to have to say after his big victory at Bash in Berlin, and what path is he going to take? Tune in tonight for Monday Night Raw. It should be airing here shortly for some of us. For others, it'll be a little bit later. And then after Raw, make sure you come back here to the Value Wrestling, where me and Mr. Z will be breaking down everything that happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. We'll cover all the news and all the interesting facts, what we saw, what we thought, how we felt, and what we see coming tonight. After Monday Night Raw, come back to the Value Wrestling for your Monday Night Raw post-show review. This is the Value Wrestling on the Big Time. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out before you're on this Labor Day weekend. Yeah, Labor Day. And I thank you for taking time out before you go. Check out Raw. We'll see you.
It's your boy Miguel Z with the Value.
Is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.